Hello and welcome back to another video, guys. In this video I'm working on this Land Rover Sport. It's a 2016-17 plate, from 2013-14 all the way to 2021-22. It's the same shape, more or less. We've got the iCarsoft CR Ultra P, which is one of the latest diagnostic machines produced by iCarsoft. Right guys, so we've paired it up to the vehicle and we've got this lovely OBD, and this is how it looks. It's pretty amazing, and you don't get it with most of the other diagnostics, I'll be honest. So we'll just leave it there anyway. Back to our topic. So I'm gonna get into the special functions of what this is capable of doing. So like hidden features, in terms of a full scan, I'll show you. You've got the topology mapping, which is pretty decent because you don't get it with all the other diagnostic machines. And then we've got system list, and it's this sort of way it breaks it down. And then we've got these arrows, so while it's going through the diagnostic of the others, we can click on it, whereas the other diagnostic machines don't give you the opportunity. It has to do the full scan and then you can get onto it. But as you saw, it's as simple as this, and then it's as simple as just doing a clear DTC. I know the engine's running, and I like the fact that we've got live data on this as well, so you can check the soot content, you can check different components within the engine. So that's fine. And then if we go into you've got special functions, which I'll go into as well. You've got all these options here, guys. I'm not going to go into it too much, but you've got AdBlue reset, exhaust emissions, which is the DPF, air suspension injector. We've got a fair amount in others. We'll see what we get. Special application of parking aid control. Okay, so you've got these other options. Adaptive cruise control. Okay, transmittal mission calibration, electrical. Let's see what comes under electrical. So audio and heating and heads-up display. Okay, it's amazing to see you've got so many different functions, guys, because you don't get this with most diagnostics. I'm going to leave it at that. Steering is just going to be like, you know, calibration of the steering column and whatnot. So if you come back out, you've got the ADAS as well. I'll just go through it and you can see what's what. And if we come into vehicle information, this is just about the vehicle, I guess. It probably tells us when it was, like, these are the features it has, in other words, and what it's registered with. If we come back out of this, this way, and then we're going to go into online functions. Here we've got online programming, online vehicle refitting functions. So let me just click this one. Current vehicle configuration adjustments. So this way, okay, it's going to download the file. It may take a few minutes, but it's fine. And this way, I'm just going to show you, and then we'll see what we can do in terms of you know, coding and decoding, or enabling or disabling certain components. So it looks like everything's been downloaded. As you can see, it's going through every single module. What I would recommend, guys, as well, before you do this, make sure you back it up, because that way you're then safe, and if you do mess anything up, at least you can revert back to it. That's our advice for every single car that you code, whether you're using the iCarsoft CR Ultra P or not. So we've got all these. So let's see what more gives. So query configuration item, okay, parameter resets. That's fine. There's 12 different sections, and each section consists of different things. I will go through it so you know what's what. So here we've got all these, and the spec of the car is an 8-speed. You can certainly enable, disable certain things, but I'm not going to do anything as of yet. This is just to show you what this machine is actually capable of, guys. I could just go on all day, to be fair. There's just so many. So service interval, tire size, you can change it. Let's just come back out of this. Exit. Parameter 2. As we can see, there's a lot more. Oil level sensor undefined. Roof, okay. There's a lot of things. So navigation system. You can see I'm not going to start clicking things, but you can see what it's capable of doing, this machine. So this is the upgraded sound system in this car. So you've got the premium audio system. I'm sure you can select others as well, but I'm not going to fiddle with that in case it does mess up. When I say mess up, it's not going to mess up. I just cannot be bothered doing it and then having to recode it back in, if you know what I mean. So I'm not going to touch any of that. But if you've got a standard speaker and you want to upgrade, well, you've upgraded it and you want that sound quality better, then you can certainly upgrade it from here. I should have shown you, which irrelevant, but there's many different functions. I'm on modification 6. On modification 3, as far as I remember, was like the high beam, the auto high beam, which this one has it. So if you push back, it will put it into auto high beam. There you are, auto. So we've enabled it and it's now on. Obviously this car has it, so if yours don't have it, then I wouldn't. There, switched off. So if your car doesn't have it, then it's not going to work. It's just like the power folding mirrors, which I have enabled. This car does have it, so when I lock it, it does wrap itself around. When I unlock it, it opens up. So you can enable and disable things on this as well, guys. So here is the speedometer. So it's the instrument cluster. You can obviously enable certain things and disable certain things. It's got camera, so it hasn't got a front camera, so obviously it hasn't selected it. But if you've put a front camera in, then you can certainly enable it this way. It's just full of like mod. These are like hidden features which I truly like. And you get it with BMW, but I'll be honest, there's quite a lot more with Range Rover here by the looks of it. So you can tell xenon lamps are fitted. Yep, adaptive front lighting, not fitted. So it knows what the car's like in terms of spec has. There you are, guys. So safety belts, safety belt reminder, and no safety belt. So I will disable this as well. But like I said, I need to make sure that I've backed it up before I do this as well. So safety belt reminder. I thought you said reminder. Look at our brains working. Active. So what we'll do, we'll knock it off. And we're going to do no safety belt function. So it's going to go from that to that. And we're going to go, oh God, there we go. Safety belt reminder, C graphics. So once you select something and you edit it, in that sense, it will go to the top. And we're going to turn the ignition off. Engine off, sorry, ignition on. Here we go. And we're going to press OK. Changed already. So it's as instant as that, guys. There's nothing crazy about it. There's the more query configure item. Okay, I'm not bothered about that. But it's as simple as it gets, guys. Sometimes it will show up on there like that. Sometimes it'll take a few goes of turning it on and off in that sense. But reality is, I've done it with BMs a lot as well, where it may not turn off straight away, but that means it won't, on BMs as far as I remember, it will disable that completely. Like it'll go. There'll be no warning there in your face. Whereas in some cars I have disabled it, it will still stay there like this Range Rover, but it's not going to ping when we drive off, you know, like how that pre-warning is like ping in your face. So that's what that is, guys. If you wanted to change the service intervals on this car, which I'm not going to do because I think manufacturer settings are alright, but you have it there. You've got many different functions. I cannot stress how good this machine is, and I'm not over exaggerating, but honest to God, I have not come across it. You've got 225 kilometers. You can bypass the speed limit, but how, if that's going to work, I don't know. But I've seen it on BMs and I've done it. And the battery here, we recommend you put the original OEM batteries back in, guys, because you got to understand it might bring up fault codes because it's not getting sufficient power. Well, here we go. So you've got more sections. Safety belt warning. Okay, these are different. another cool function. If you've got heated seats like this one has, so if I hit that and if I turn it, you can see the heated seats. You can certainly enable it on this function as well, but you've got to have it there, guys, otherwise, and fit it, otherwise it's not going to work. But you can clearly see rear seats heated and fitted. And that's modification 7. Modification 8. We'll hit code after everything's done, by the way. So back onto this modification 8. There is so many different things you could do. I really have never come across it, but I'll not bore you with too much talking. I'll let you guys see for yourself. So I've seen a lot of Range Rovers out there that put deployable side steps. You can put it in and enable it. You can clearly see this is modification 10. I've gone through a few others that, to be fair, I didn't even know this Range Rover had that, but it has got it by the looks of it. So you just so flick through everything more or less. We'll just code it in, and this is as simple as it gets, guys. And it tells you live kind of voltage of the vehicle. So reality is they do say it needs to be 13 plus voltage if you want to code things in, but reality it should be fine. It's when you're doing a long coding scenario, shall I say, that you need to pair it up to a vehicle. But make sure you've got the headlights, air conditioning thing all off, the display off if you can. I have coded in cars, BMW, I'll give you an example. I coded a 2 Series in, I updated all the softwares, all the modules on the car, and the battery died on me, the battery of the car. And believe you me, it did stress me out because I was really worried. And luckily, obviously the car wouldn't start because it's deleted all the modules. So this is fine. It deleted all the modules and I was quite worried. Nothing will work. So when I went to back onto it, charge the battery of the car wouldn't start because it's lost all the memory. When I went back on it, it started where it left off, which was very good. And I mean, it gave me a lot of stress because it deleted all the files and it's a nightmare. Luckily, I'd updated it, backed it up, sorry. So it carried on, but it took best part of like probably about an hour to 2 for a complete full update. But yeah, so luckily it does save and it knows where you left off. So if your battery dies or you disconnect the OBD by accident, don't worry about it. You can get cracking from where you last left. So I'm not sure. I take it switched it off itself because there we go, ignition back on it. It looks like this is playing with it. Okay, failed, fine. But that's the way you would do it. I don't know why it's failed. I'll double check, guys. The following module failed. Do you want to retry? Yes. Sometimes it will do it. Again, it'll go back to many different things. Position 2. It'll go back to battery voltage, but then again, I don't know how sensitive it is. So back to our original topic, guys. So when we tried to do it, obviously it failed because it turns out that the voltage of the car is low. So that's how iCarsoft works. The thing here is it brought up all the warning as you saw on the screen, the all-terrain. It wouldn't go off. I don't care if you switched the car off. I don't care if you drove it. That's it, tough luck. So the good thing was, and this is why I always say, is sometimes some diagnostic machines don't have what this has. What I love about it is, because I messed up, now when you mess up, there's no going back. In other words, it really is difficult. Luckily for me, what this machine has. I'm not the genius, it's the machine, it's the software. Online, so let it go back. It's taking forever this now because I disconnected it. That's what it were. So long story short, when on the coding, on the configuration section there, on a specific section where you back it up, it says you want to kind of put the original software, so the original manufacturer software, back on all the filing, and I selected yes. It took about best part of 3 minutes, 4 minutes. It coded every single thing in, everything were playing up, the dash, everything, and all the warning has gone. Obviously it's also disabled this as well, the seatbelt warning, but I just wanted to show you guys how it was done in this sense. Let's just come back out of this and let's do it again this way. But it's amazing that if you do mess up, you've got it literally there to go back to the original filing of what the car has. So I'll see, I'm not going to bore you guys too much, but it was through that. But it's just amazing what you can do and what you can't. And then let's do another smart scan. There shouldn't be any fault codes because it's already deleted most of the fault codes itself. So they're fine. Relay box, central configuration, which is fine. So within the body control module, you can do read data stream as well. So that's like, so you've got all these that you can read as in the live data, that's what it means. But we don't need this actuation test as well. We can activate certain components, but I don't need to do that. But this is just to see and show you guys. So sorry, it's night time, so it's a bit difficult to pinpoint things. Engine control module, again, same scenario. If you want to do certain things, so like let's say you've put a new thing in the engine, I don't know, MAF sensor or something like this, it would be done through the special functions anyway. And let's just have a look, see where we can. There are different topics. God, so the powertrain, there it is. So here is where you can reset certain sensors, I don't know, whatever you think's best. But that's that. And then the chassis is the like steering, not supported. Let's go to another section. Exhaust emissions, a new DPF, steering. I think we've already gone through this, but you can see if you replace the sensor within the car and you need to code it in, this would be the way, guys. And back to our climate, let's see if it has. No, everything's fine, everything's okay, everything works, lighting works. Let's see. So we're in the special program, dynamic, turn off, into auto off. But yeah, as you can see, guys, this is really capable of doing anything, if you ask me. It's bulletproof in that sense. Any questions, put it in the comments below, guys. I will try and get back to you all as soon as we can. But yeah, you can code in headlights, cluster, anything you can wish for, really. And also, you've got the camera around the back as well for QR codes, and if you want to take pictures of anything, let's say you want to keep a record of the car, you can certainly email it across to the customer. And it's a lovely piece of kit in terms of, it's really handy. It is quite heavy, I'm not going to lie, it's not going to be the lightest thing, but I'll tell you what, it does feel like it's worth a few quid. But there you are, guys.